Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video we're going to continue on our explanation of the various data types available when storing numbers, whole numbers without decimal places. And as we did before in previous videos, we talked about the byte, the short, and the int. If you have any values higher than the integer's highest or lowest range, we'll move into the next data type, which is a long. A long is a 64-bit signed data type. And the number and range here is huge when it comes to this, so I'm not even going to attempt to show you that, but we'll type long, first underscore long, we'll just end it with a semicolon here, won't assign it a value this time. We'll say long, second underscore long, create our second one, and I'm going to show you now a little bit of a little weird step that happens with the long. If we take the first int lowest range and we just paste it in here, we'll do the same with the second int highest range. We'll just type it in here. If you notice it, if I change these values, we still get that same error we would with the int. This number is too long or too large. You know, that's kind of unideal, and you're probably asking yourself, well, what's the purpose of using a long if the same range of value is for the integer? Well, here, I'll show you what we're going to do here. The int, we'll make a result variable now just to store the result of our calculation into. And we'll just copy this, we'll paste it down, and we'll change this name to result long. There we go. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll take result int and we'll make it equal to the second int, so this number here, 2,147,000, and we'll multiply it by 2. Okay, and now we'll take that's that number there, sorry, which is the same number as our second long, by the way, right? So we'll take our result long, we'll make it equal to the second long, and we'll also multiply this number by 2. Okay. So as you can see, these numbers are they should be exactly the same when the results come out. So we'll go down here and we'll just make a quick system printout. Oh, we got to change this here because that's not an integer, it's a long. Almost made a very crucial mistake right there. But we'll come down and we'll make a quick system.out.println. And we'll go inside these brackets here and we'll just type in result. We'll put our result integer. Well, we'll put the result long in there first. And we'll just copy this. We'll move it down one more. Make another one for our result int. And we'll just give it a little string. We'll add a string to it just so we know what we're actually working with. So we'll say our int result here. Integer result. We'll just put int result. We'll go with the integer. And make it just so it's uniform and not confusing to anybody. We'll just put colon here and a space. We'll do the same thing with our long. We'll say long number. Now this won't work actually. We need to concatenate or add the plus sign here, which will add the value to the end of our string. We'll talk more about concatenating strings together later. So if you see, when we run this file, we get a long number, which is really big, but our int number is -2. And that's where we're talking about the overflow. The integer number should be exactly the same as a long number, but it's overflowing, so it can't actually hold the value that's as big as the long value can. So don't get confused by the fact that this initialized value isn't actually holding a value any higher than it typically should. It's all when it comes to storing the value after said, equate like an operation has been done to the number. So this will be like only a lowest and highest initialized value when it comes down to it. So say we'll come down here and we'll change this to second int. And now if we run this again, you're going to notice that we get that same overflow pattern happen. You're going to see that the long now went to a -2 as well as the int. And why that is because the integer the int that's being multiplied by 2 is actually an int variable that has been, the equation has been done to, or the math has been done on this integer value. So what we're going to have to do in order to make sure that it gets stored as a long and that no overflow occurs is we're going to have to typecast this. And this is going to be something we'll talk more about later in more detail. And if we type this long in brackets just before the second int, it'll turn it into the long type even though it's an integer value. So these are little tricks that you're going to need to know just to make sure that your values come out proper. You don't want undesired results, say in dealing with people's money or in dealing with really advanced mathematical equations. The wrong answer is the wrong answer regardless of what we do. So knowing again these little programming anomalies are going to help you to keep your program proper and keep your outputs proper as well. We'll talk more about typecasting or casting values to said variables and working with different variables, but just know that there is some little anomalies that will happen if you're not aware of how to use certain values together. So that's it for this video, and that's it for the integer values or the non-decimal point data types when working with variables. In the next videos we'll get into the floating point data types. Just want to thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, then please be sure to subscribe and check out the rest of the channel. If you have any comments or questions about this video or have any ideas for future videos, just leave it in the comment section below, and we'll catch you in the next video.